Hello students, today in this video let us learn to solve some problems in normal distribution using normal probability tables. In the last video we have already seen how to use the normal probability table. So let us solve the first problem. The first problem is P of Z greater than or equal to 0.85. We already know that if we draw a normal curve, we get a bell-shaped curve. So if I draw a curve for P of Z greater than or equal to 0.5, I'll get a bell-shaped curve which is shown here. So let us mark the point 0.85. So roughly I get 0.85 here. So Z greater than or equal to 0.5 represents this shaded portion. So we have to find the area of the shaded portion here which is shown in the figure. We have already learned that in the normal curve, if I draw a normal curve, half of the normal curve which lies to the right of the line x is equal to mu is exactly equal to the half of the curve which lies to the left of the line x is equal to mu, and both are equal to 0.5. So we will use this result to solve the problem P of Z greater than or equal to 0.85. Now according to this result, if I see this figure, the entire right half of the curve is equal to 0.5. So from this half of the curve which is equal to 0.5, I have to subtract the small portion of the curve. So here this portion which I have shaded in red, I have to subtract this region from the half of the curve so that I get the shaded part. So this shaded portion of the curve which is marked in red, this is given by the area phi of 0.85. So this portion is represented by phi of 0.85. So when phi of 0.85 I subtract from 0.5, I get the shaded portion of the curve. So 0.5 minus phi of 0.85, using the normal probability table, if you find the value of 0.85, you get it as 0.3023. So 0.5 minus 0.3023 gives 0.1977. So this is the answer for P of Z greater than or equal to 0.85. So to understand it better, let us go to the next problem. So we have to here find P of minus 1.64 less than or equal to Z less than or equal to minus 0.88. So again, if I draw a bell curve for this and mark the point, 0.88 roughly lies here and minus 1.64 lies here. So we have to find this shaded portion. We have to find the area of this shaded portion. So we have already learnt that the left half of the curve is exactly symmetric to the right half of the curve. So to avoid this negative sign, I'll take the positive part which is exactly symmetric to the negative, and hence this first step can be now written as P of 0.88 less than or equal to Z less than or equal to 1.64. Since both the parts of the curve, that is left and right part of the curve, are exactly symmetrical, so negative I can replace it by the positive because of the symmetry. Now if I mark this positive part, 0.88 lies here, 1.64 lies here. In turn, now we have to find this shaded portion. So to find this shaded portion, first what we'll do, we'll take the area of the curve from the axis to, from this axis to this point. That is, this portion of the curve we have to find now. This is given by phi of 1.64. From this phi of 1.64, I have to subtract the portion of the curve which is shaded in red. So the portion of the curve which is shaded in red is given by phi of 0.88. So if I subtract phi of 1.64 minus this shaded portion, I'll get the required part which we require. That is the shaded portion what we require. So if I find phi of 1.64 using the table, we get 0.4495, and using the table phi of 0.88 is 0.3106. When we subtract, we get the answer as 0.1389. So this is the required value for the given question. Let us move on to the next one. P of z less than or equal to minus 2.43. So if I draw a bell curve and represent this point minus 2.43, it lies around here. So we have to find the region which is less than 2.43. So it is the remaining portion of the curve to the left of minus 2.43. Since it is negative, I'll take the exactly symmetric part of it which is on the right side, or it is on the positive side. So P of z less than or equal to minus 2.43 can be now written as P of z greater than or equal to 2.43. If I mark this positive point, 2.43 lies here. So I have to find the region which is greater than or equal to 2.43. So to find this, again we will use the same result, that is the entire half of the curve which lies in the positive side is equal to 0.5. So this whole area is 0.5. From this whole area, I have to cut this small portion. I have to cut this small portion which is shaded in red. So I have to cut this small portion shaded in red. So that is nothing but phi of 2.43. So 0.5 minus phi of 2.43, when we do, so we get the required region. So 0.5 minus phi of 2.43 is, using the probability table, 0.4925. So 0.5 minus 0.4925 is 0.0075. Let us move on to the next one. P of mod z less than or equal to 1.94. Mod z means it can be defined as P of minus 1.94 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 1.94. That means z lies between 1.94 and minus 1.94. Let us mark these points. Minus 1.94 lies in the negative side of the axis, and plus 1.94 lies to the positive side of the axis. Since this portion of the curve is exactly symmetric to the other portion, we can write it as it is 2 times P of 0 less than z less than or equal to 1.94. That means we will get the entire portion if we find the area of this portion, that is phi of 1.94, and multiply it twice, that is 2 into phi of 1.94. Phi of 1.94 is 0.4738 into 2, which is 0.9476. So this is how we use bell curve and the normal probability table to find the answer. Let us move on to the next one. If x is normally distributed with mean 12 and standard deviation 4, find p of x greater than or equal to 20 and p of x less than or equal to 20. Here, let us first write what is given. Mean is given, which is nothing but mu, and standard deviation is given by sigma. Sigma is equal to 4. In the previous problem, we did it directly since z was given. Now here x is given, that is p of x greater than or equal to 20, p of x less than or equal to 20. So to use the probability table, now x we have to write in terms of z. For that, we will use the standard normal variate, which is given by the formula z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. X is 12, mu is 12, sigma is 4. So z is equal to x minus 12 by 4. Let us find the value of z when x is 20. So when x is 20, z becomes 20 minus 12 by 4, which is nothing but 2. Now instead of p of x, we can write it as p of z greater than or equal to 2 and p of z less than or equal to 2, because when x is 20, we have found z becomes 2. So let us take the first one. P of x greater than or equal to 20 can be written in terms of z as p of z greater than or equal to 2. If I mark this on the bell curve, we get a bell curve like this, and we have to now find the area, that is this portion, this shaded portion, p of z greater than or equal to 2. So as in the previous problem, here also we'll use the same method, that is half of the curve is exactly equal to 0.5. From this 0.5, I have to subtract this small empty region, which is given by phi of 2. That is 0.5 minus phi of 2 gives the required shaded part. That is 0.5 minus phi of 2 is 0.4772, which is 0.0228. Similarly, when we take p of x less than or equal to 2, written in terms of z, we get p of z less than or equal to 2. P of z less than or equal to 2 means p of phi of 2, if I mark on the bell curve, we get here. So the shaded portion we have to find now. To find the shaded portion, we can see here in the figure that this half of the curve is 0.5 and the remaining portion, small portion, is given by phi of 2. So when we add these two portions of the curve, we get 0.5 plus phi of 2 is given by 0.4772. When added together, we get 0.977. So let us move on to the next problem, similar kind of problem. If x is a normal variate with mean mu is equal to 30 and standard deviation sigma is equal to 5, find the probability that 26 less than x less than or equal to 40 x greater than or equal to 45. So to find the result, now we have to write this x in terms of z. For that we will use the formula for the standard normal variate, that is z is equal to x minus mu by sigma, where mu is 30 and sigma is 5. Let us find the value of z when x is 26, x is 40 and x is 45. When x is 26, z becomes 26 minus 30 by 5, which is minus 0.8. When x is 40, z is equal to 40 minus 30 by 5, which is 2. When x is 45, z is equal to 45 minus 30 by 5, which is 3. So for the different values of x, we have found the values of z. Now let us find the three sub-problems. So first one, p of 26 less than x less than or equal to 40 when written in terms of z can be written as p of minus 0.8 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 2. If I mark this, I will get a bell-shaped curve and minus 0.8 lies here, 2 lies to the right side of the positive side of the curve. So we have to find the area between these two points, that is 0.8 and 0.2, that is the required shaded portion. So this shaded portion can be now split into two, that is one portion is to the negative side, that can be written as p of minus 0.8 less than z less than or equal to 0, and the portion which is on the positive side, that is 0 less than z less than or equal to 2. Now we already know that since both the sides are exactly symmetrical, this negative first term, the negative in the first term can be rewritten in terms of positive values as p of 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 0.8. The second term we will write as it is. We will make use of the result that both the sides are exactly symmetrical. Now, the value of the first term is nothing but this portion which is exactly symmetrical, and we have taken the positive, so it becomes phi of 0.8 plus the other portion, that is phi of 2. So phi of 0.8 is 0.2881. Phi of 2, using the probability table, we get 0.4772. When both are added, we get the answer as 0.7653. The second question in this, p of x greater than or equal to 45. When written in terms of z, we get p of z greater than or equal to 3. If I draw the bell curve for this, we will get a figure like this. So we have to find the shaded portion. To find the shaded portion, we'll take the entire positive part is nothing but 0.5. From 0.5, we have to subtract this small portion which is given by phi of 3. So 0.5 minus phi of 3 gives the shaded part. So that is 0.5 minus phi of 3 is 0.4987, which is 0.0013. Now let us see one more problem or the application part where it is used. So the next problem is like this. The marks of 1000 students in an examination follows a normal distribution with mean mu is equal to 70, standard deviation sigma is equal to 5. Find the number of students whose mark will be less than 65, more than 75, between 65 and 75. Here first of all let us decide what is x. Let us define x to be the marks obtained by the students. So now these values of x, that is 65, 75, we have to find in terms of z, and z is given by the standard normal variate x minus mu by sigma, that is x minus 70 by 65. So let us find the values of z. When x is 65, we get z as minus 1. When x is 75, we get z as plus 1. So let us first obtain the total number of students who have scored the mark less than 65. That is p of x less than 65. When written in terms of z, we get p of z less than minus 1. We have already done this kind of problems. Since it is negative, I'll take the symmetric part of it, which is on the positive side, and it is rewritten as p of z greater than 1. P of z greater than 1 is marked here in the bell shaped curve. So to find this p of z greater than 1, what we will do, the entire positive part of the curve is given by 0.5 minus the small portion which we do not require is given by phi of 1. So 0.5 minus phi of 1 is 0.3413. Using the normal probability table, we get 0.1587. So this is the probability of the students who have scored mark less than 65. So this is the probability. To find the number of students, we have to multiply it with 1000. So 1000 into 0.1587 gives 158.7, which is approximately equal to 159 students. So among 1000 students, 159 students have scored mark less than 65. So move on to the next question. Let us find the number of students who have scored mark greater than or marks more than 75. When written in terms of z, we get p of z greater than 1, which we have already found in the previous problem. It is exactly the same, p of z greater than 1. So here also p of z greater than 1, we get the answer as 0.1587. So this is the probability. To find the number of students who have scored mark more than 75, we have to multiply with 1000 and we get the answer as 159. So the third sub question in this. Now we have to find the number of students who have scored the marks between 65 and 75. So if I write in terms of probability, we have to find p of 65 less than x less than or equal to 75. When written in terms of z, it can be written as p of minus 1 less than z less than 1. So if I draw a bell curve for this, so this will be minus 1 lies here and plus 1 lies here. So we have to find this shaded portion to get the required result. So now this question, p of minus 1 less than z less than 1, can be split and written as, it can be written in the form of two curves, that is p of minus 1 less than z less than 0 that is this part of the curve, plus P of 0 less than Z less than 1, that is the other part of the curve. Since this is the negative part, I can take the exactly symmetric positive part of it and rewrite it as P of 0 less than Z less than 1, and the second term I will write as it is. So both are same, so we can write it as 2 times P of 0 less than Z less than 1, which is nothing but the positive part of this curve here, which is nothing but phi of 1. So the answer is 2 times phi of 1. Phi of 1 is given by 0.3413, which is 0.6826. So this is the probability of the students who have scored mark between 65 and 75. To find the number of students, we have to multiply it with 1000. So we get 682.6, which is approximately equal to 683 students. That is how we can solve problems using the normal probability table in normal distribution. Let us see a few more problems in the next video. Thanks for now. Have a nice day. Thank you.